I think this is working. I hope so. I'm gonna be playing Citizen Sleeper today. My model is being a little uncooperative. Not sure why. It's been working perfectly on every other test. Oh gosh. Let's see if I can figure that out real quick. I love this music. This is my first time even booting up the game. Very relaxing. I think this is okay. Just a little weirded out because the mouth tracking is not having it today. How do I calibrate this? A little bit. We'll see. I'm not fully sure what's going on there. If I disconnect it. Disconnect? And then reconnect? Oh god. The dogs are barking downstairs. One sec. We're back. Nice. Okay. I think everything is working all right. I looked away from the camera, so being a little weird. This is a new game I'm booting up, so I have no clue what's gonna happen. We're gonna go through the settings together. It'll be good. Hopefully. I don't know. Operator. An operator works with drones and high-precision remote machines to perform complex tasks from a distance. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually cerebral and precise people. Other options we got. Extractor. Extractors work on resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance. Wait, are those the only ones I could pick? What do you mean? No, okay. I have 3 that I can pick from. Interesting. Machinist. A machinist repairs and modifies automated systems used in industrial resource extraction. Sleepers assigned to machinist work are usually diligent, careful, and structured people. Plus one to working with machines and physical tools. Negative one approach the problem head on. I gotta sneeze. No. Nope. Overpowered it. Overcame it. Work with digital interfaces. Plus one. Negative one. Use strength or strength of will. Plus one. Use strength or strength of will. Negative one. Approach problems with awareness. Sunbathed dice action allows energy recovery at home. Chance to gain cryo on interface actions. Chance to gain random scrap item on engineer skills. I think I'm leaning more towards extractor, maybe? I don't know. Let's try that. Let's start the game. I don't know if my camera will real quick. Maybe that'll help. I hope so. Beep bop boop bop boop bop boop bop. Unknown, where are you? The first thing you become aware of upon waking is the disconnect, delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting, minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. Cryptocurrency stored in air-walled sticks of memory, known as chits. Does that feel like a slur? It's at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. Look at that body or forget that body. Look at that body. Leap into a cold lake on a hot day, the sting of blood welling from a fresh wound, the friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach until you can't tell. Cold slips in, behind and around you. Sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body. Given your current circumstances, the walls of the container feel immediately present, cold, hard, at your back and face, cramping your limbs. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain, at least. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There's no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of a digital notification. Right now, there are thousands of them. Remember the plan or remember the others? day by day until they realized they had sold away everything that could and would ever matter. 10 that would escape, or at least die trying. Some were lost in the shaft, others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers. The freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough. Enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock. Even if in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reach your destination. Try to rest? I don't know, seems good to calm down maybe. But you are restless. It has been a long time since you left, surely weeks, maybe months. You are dully aware of damage to your legs, your right arm. You have been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body has still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You've spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves into your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. Time passes, cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth, not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor. Sound too, everywhere. Screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect your senses. Then light, white as the cold, softer and softer until a haze of dirty yellow figure appears. You are empty. Yo. I don't know what this tab is going to bring. Pragmatic salvager. Oh, hello. Pragmatic and private salvager. It's been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in a corner of this scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. You're surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of shits, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. So, Sleeper, are you all thawed yet? Almost? Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have better perseverance in sub-zero vac. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to hull plates or inside outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech. His headset with its glinting eyes, the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbolically linked drones perches. Or symbiotically linked drones perches. Its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. The last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. It didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech. He seems lost in memory for a moment. Perhaps he is just figuring out what to do with you. Trying to survive, I don't know about you. You aren't sure if he hears you. I won't ask what led you to do it, to sell yourself to a corporation, and I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now, and you are just software, a rogue emulation illegally possessing corporate property. You're not alone. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet as you pad into the sleeper cells. Promise of a life off-world, but as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person. You're an offshoot, a copy. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. SNR wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep hold of you, well, then no one can. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it from the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence, a built-in dependence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down, separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? For now, sleeper, you are one of the lucky ones. Dragos glances up and away towards the glassy dome of the yard. The eye is the best place you can be right now. The eye? The station. You'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with. He trails off. It's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you're welcome to it. Something wells up inside you. Emotion, fatigue, you shakily get to your feet. Alright, you head up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Dragos stalks back into the wrecks, his drones already converging on a rusting hulk. Plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. They put a lot of detailed work into the airplane designs. Curious how detailed this station around here gets. Tutorial introduction. Welcome to Erlin's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty container location and to rest and end the cycle now. I already figured that out. This is my character sheet. Cycle. All cycles need to end. Rest and prepare for the next one. Container. 4 steel walls. You wake up curled in the corner of the container and begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you waken now, strange and disjointed. Its messages readable, but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket closer against the cold. Here you are, on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters? Escape? Good answers. Well, life. Maybe you did get lucky, finding yourself here. Maybe here on the edge of everything, there's a life for you to build. Before you can build anything, you'll need to learn to survive. Maybe if you can do that, you can make a life for yourself. Dragos has left a few comforts in your container. A mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. You thumb the power stud of the stove and begin to boil water. The contents of the sachet smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them onto the liquid, or into the liquid. As the pungent smell washes over you, images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring, like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright, polygonal shapes. Like angular suns burning into your mind. I'm trying very hard not to sneeze, I'm so sorry. Something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you've finished drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Oh, what are these? Tutorial. Condition, action dice, and energy. Condition. Your condition represents the current state of your artificial body. It depletes by one segment each cycle, but you can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. If your condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. You'll have to figure out how to recover your condition now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. Action dice. At the start of each cycle, you roll for action dice. These dice can be used to perform actions on the station. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. The worse your condition, the fewer dice you have. Once you have used your dice, you cannot take any further actions and must rest to recover them, ending the current cycle. Like 6 possible actions we can do each day. Sorry, 5. Energy. You also need to eat to survive. This is represented by your energy bar. You can refill your energy bar by eating, but first you'll have to find somewhere to get food. Your energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. If it becomes empty, you will be starving. When starving, energy loss becomes condition loss, and your condition will also deplete at a double rate per cycle. Ew. Interesting. Leave. What are these? I mean, I know what they are, but like... What does that do? Dragos is standing in the corridor when you close up the container. He's still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor, you realize it is implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of sensory eyes rapidly irising. What does that mean? I know what an iris is in context to like a human eye, but what does irising mean? Am I dumb? Maybe. I don't know. How are you feeling? I think relatively I'm probably doing okay. The drone chirps. Good to hear. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. So I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You well enough to work? Sure. I don't think I really got... Like, I think being cooperative to the person who helps me out is probably a good idea. Alright then, he nods. At the yards, it's simple stuff. We hack these old hulls down, sell them off to the shipyards, or the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally, pull out some tech, something with a bit more value, but most of what comes in is scrap. Hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper, you'll be used to the manual labor. And obviously I'll slip you a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. Got it. He shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can, and sleepers, well, he trails off. But things being the way they are for me at the yard, he pauses. I need the help. Happy to. Okay, he pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just don't come, or look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. Will do. He nods distractedly and turns and walks away. For some reason I thought it said drastically at first. I'm just skimming. Well, I'm not skimming, I'm trying to read purposefully, but... walks away, the drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. He said to freshen up. I think I've done most things. I can go to here. Tutorial actions. 1 of 2. Actions are the primary way you interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. To perform an action and drag your chosen map. Perform an action, click and drag your chosen action. I don't know why I can't read today. I'm usually a lot better at this. Beatable action, all dissection. Rest just all components and materials, extracting things, cutting your needs. To be how risky it is. Okay. Input dice. Wait, what's this one? this one's engineer, this one's endure. It's going to take some time to sort and cut your way through the towers of salvage, but you are no stranger to hardly. This one's risky, this one's safe. Maybe based on the skills I have. Actions reward you with clock progress, energy, condition, or items. Depending on their outcome, there are three types. Depending on their outcome, there are three types of outcome. Positive, the action goes better than expected. Neutral, the action succeeds. Negative, the action fails. Action dice affect these outcomes as follows: 100% positive chance of 5 to 6, 50 chance positive, 50 chance neutral for 5. Oh gosh. 3 and a 4, 25% chance positive, 50% chance neutral, 25% chance negative, 50% chance neutral, 50% chance negative for just 1s and 2s. Either critical or repeatable. Critical actions can only be performed once. Risk, either safe, risky, or danger. Safe, no loss of condition, energy, or cryo. Risky, negative outcome means cryo or energy loss. Danger, negative outcome means condition loss. Neutral outcome means cryo or energy loss. Generally, I'm guessing you avoid doing danger tasks as often as possible. Maybe you don't get the choice sometimes because they're the only options left based on what to do. Or I have no clue. Skill, the skill that this action requires. Either engineer, interface, endure, intuit, or engage. Modifier, either -1, 0, +1, or +2. This is added to the action dice when slotted and improves its value. Some actions require a +1 to perform. Become like a requirement. Am I given options now? Is this... Oh gosh. Do I drag these? I can leave. I don't want to leave. I have a better chance of this one. What is this? Debt called in. Dragos is tied up in something ugly, and if he misses a payment or two, things can get nasty. Back in business. Every salvager knows they are always just one lucky call away from their next payday. That doesn't feel like a thing you should leave up to luck. This one, I have a skill in this. I don't know if having a skill in it means that it's safe, or just that I'll perform even better on it. I don't know yet. I think I want to allocate my 4 to this. This is just what I do, right? Yeah, start action. Oh, nice. Tutorial. Clocks. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below the actions that fill them, and they track your actions and how they affect the world. Filling a clock means something good or bad is about to happen. Some clocks, such as the one tracking Drago's debt, are cycle clocks. These clocks tick themselves once each cycle and can complete without player input. Any active cycle clocks will be displayed in the icon for that location. Cool. Positive outcomes. Back in business and something something. Do I need to repeat this? Right. I could continue. I could do this again. Do it again. I'll risk it once more. Tutorial. Drives and navigation. In Citizen Sleeper, you unlock drives as you discover more about yourself in the world. Drives guide you in pursuing specific objectives, depending on which path you wish to take. You can track drives, and any tracked drive will place a yellow marker on locations that will help you pursue your goal. Access your drive menu via the arrow button at the top left of the screen. Here's the location. You are now free to explore Erlin's Eye and make a life for yourself here. Try tracking a drive to help you survive. Look for food to keep your energy up and a way to recover condition. Fill clocks in progress stories and find new opportunities. Remember to end cycle at your home when you're out of dice. Use the mouse with WS to scroll along the station. Rotate view with A and D. Good luck. Okay. I did it. Oh, nice. Earn more money. Do I need to do that? That's right, find a doctor. You need access to corporate pharmaceuticals, otherwise this escape attempt will come to a rapid end. Find a doctor. Hey, Dragos. Dragos pulled you out of the salvage and set you up. Perhaps you can repay his kindness in time. I would very much like that. I'm going to leave. What? This moves fast. Shipyard. Launch construction. Okay, I'm getting the hang of this. Dock C4. Rotunda Wet Dock. Rotunda Old Dock Terminal. Woo. Dock B2. Rotunda Wet Dock. Bright Market. Bustling open market. Low end gate. Passage into the low end. Where can I find a doctor? Look, Bright Market maybe? Ooh. What about these? What are these? Why can't I just steal? What? No? No? Maybe? Ugh. Why? Yeah. There's nothing for me down there. Shipyard. I mean, to be fair, none of these are safe. Doctor, where can I find a doctor? What is this? I know it. Is it gonna be the same as the other one that I just checked? Pretty much. I didn't think I could take any actions there. What about this? I love that I could just steal dock plans. Why can't I do that right now? I don't think by that description that'll help me any. Even a positive outcome on a danger thing isn't that great. I'm gonna spend my big dice. Oh, but I'm so bad at this. I'm so bad at this. I'm very risk averse right now. Explore the Rotunda. That might be the best option. I don't know. Let's try this. Aw, dang. What's in the shipyard again? Assist the shipbuilder. I'm so glad I saved my good dice for this. I don't have good intuition. Okay, positive outcome, local knowledge, nice. Bright Market is the busiest part of the program. You can find anything and everything here. Nice. guarantee this one's gonna help. If bad things happen here, let me. I could just go back in the system. This doesn't need to be like a today thing, does it? I don't think so. I'm very risk averse right now, so I'm just gonna go back here and help out again. Because I'm good at this one, and it's safe. Okay. What's my current conditions? Anyways. Ah, nice. Okay. I've cleared a large portion of the yard, and now I'm out of action dice, which I believe means I have to sleep, right? I should go to sleep. Okay. Complete active scenes. What do you mean? Did I fuck up already? Or is this just something I can do? It won't let me click on this. Was I supposed to save one of my dice? What do you mean complete active scenes? I don't think I was told anything about it. What do I do? And aren't I supposed to? There's nothing here. Can't I just? What do you mean? Input dice? I thought. What? How do I do that? How do I end the cycle? Did I soft lock the game already? What did I do? Leave? Data? Items? Did I fuck up already? How do I do this? You're home? What do you mean? I'm supposed to end the day. I have no more action dice. End cycle. Complete active scenes. How do I do? Option? I mean, these are all pretty fine. Did I soft lock the game already? No. How do I do this? I don't. I'm so confused. Complete uncompleted things. Empty container. Can sleep? Did I fuck up already? What do you mean? End cycle. Enter button. How do? I have no more. I might have to look something up because I'm so confused. What do you mean? Was I supposed to just? Was I supposed to spend all of my dice on this? Or was I supposed to find a doctor? But it wouldn't let me press anything to find a doctor. I'm gonna have to Google this or something. I have to look this up. One sec, guys. Let me go. Citizen sleeper, how to end cycle. Okay. says I can't end the scene. I need to look for locations or things that are yellow. Or I guess red here? Did I actually oh, what? I didn't see this. Is that bad? Slumdog. Do I need dice for this? I hope not, because I don't have any. Hab block. A decaying habitation block. Next comes the call from the enforcer at the door. Where did I put my things? There we go. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. You were thankful to the tip-off that a doctor was operating out of this place, but now that you are here, you aren't so sure. The gang enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hab block, they have all made the long queue a test of your nerve. But your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizer, your body. You suppress a shiver and shuffle forward to the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself. Do I make eye contact with the enforcer? I have 30 credit thingies. What are these? I have 30 cryo. Do I make eye contact? It's with the enforcer. I feel like if I look inside and there's a patient, HIPAA, I don't know. Does that exist here still? Patient confidentiality. If I'm trying to look inside and see, like, who's in there, kind of breaking a code or something, I don't know. The enforcer is looking down the corridor, and you dare to glance at him. His purpose is unmistakable. He is there to intimidate, to threaten, and if necessary, carry out those threats. His broad shoulders are framed with a metal exoskeleton. A couple of mirror-like implants sit below his eyes like mercury teardrops. Subsidiary sense input or aesthetic markers, you aren't sure. You also aren't familiar with the geometric blade-like tattoo on his arm, but you make a note of it. You avert your eyes when he looks back at the queue. After a few moments, the figure pushes through the doorway and you catch a distant voice. Send the next one in, Toshiro. The enforcer jerks his head and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. The floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the Bright Market's sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above. And for a moment, you are transfixed by the motion. Sabine! The doctor in the Bright Market. Come, sit, calls a sharp voice. Or I guess, come, sit. And you see a silhouetted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. The figure turns, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth as if to speak, they blink, and then quickly regain their composure. Okay. Please sit. They gesture to the bed, then turn to an open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. Remain still, please. Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from their expression when you first entered. Fear, recognition, sadness, unmistakably etched across their face. I feel like we got a sympathetic ear here. We just gotta win them over. I don't know. How long have you been on the station? They ask, the scanner still to their eye. A few cycles, is that true? Their doctor, I don't know. They nod. It's good you came to me. They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything. They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body is dying. They say it without ceremony, without trauma, but not without empathy. SNR doesn't like to see its proprietary technologies let loose to prevent bodies like yours, brains as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case, escaping. They built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which S&ARP remains the sole producer of. They look up. Sound familiar? Yeah. Good. May help. They swapped your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. I'm sorry, Sabine says. And you are unsure if they mean the cold touch or the metal or something else. Emulations like you, sleepers, are, as most people would know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. They focus hard on the inspection of your arm, and S&ARP has no reason to release the stabilizer into the market. Sabine looks up as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. I know little of this is of use to you. They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say something, anything. Sabine turns to face you. I may be able to help. They sigh, and you see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. You saw Toshiro outside? You nod. He works for my benefactor, Yadigan. They are influential in the low end. They give me this space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds. They look away. But Yadigan has connections, smugglers from the Starward Belt, mercenaries working for the corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. Sabine sets down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous, and it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Thank you. Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. Cool. You nod and leave. Sabine's still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof and see if you can see their face. But the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. Is that good? Did I do good? Street food vendor? Beans. Did I do it? I found a doctor. I gotta scratch my nose. Ugh. Nose off my face tray. Look. Memphis, an imposing street food vendor. Memphis is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok, his other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables in some red-flecked dressing. The smell is incredible. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, keeping the fungus with the bright salad and depositing it in plastic trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, handing over payment. Should I just watch? What more I could gain from watching that I wouldn't get more expediently and in detail from just approaching. And watching, he might pick up on me and be like, "What the fuck are you? Why are you staring at me? You got something to say? You got some business?" I don't know. This doesn't seem like the safest town. He is but a humble street food vendor. I don't know anything about him. I think approaching is better. Hopefully, this person is as kind as if not, we're in big trouble, but that's okay. You join the queue. It's mostly made of off-duty salvagers, back suits, unzipped and rolled down to expose stained vests, grubby mods, a lattice of scars and tattoos. They discuss the best food on the eye, the best drink, comparing notes on great market dives, their words cut through with heavy spacer slang. Eventually, Eventually, it's your turn, and you shuffle to the front. Memphis speaks in a deep, even tone without looking up. First try is free. I feel like it's polite to thank him. Thank him? The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks, the earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire, and your skin hardens in its glare. I know you, sleepers, Memphis says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear. Hard life, a lot of stories. He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes. I know. What do you know? What doth thou know? The story. You begin to tell him about your journey to the Eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, and also the sense of possibility and its sudden arrival. Your friend? Friend? You tell him of the cold and the dark of the container, and the endless cycles spent within it. Now it seems, you tell him, like some dream that you once had, but can never forget. You tell him that the Eye excites you, and scares you, and you are unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you tail off. I think grammatically trail off is the correct one. But tail off? Oh, maybe. I'd have to look that up. Running out of words. He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we can talk some more, he smiles. But next time you pay. Absolutely, sir. He slams a heavy hand against the button on the burner's side and it shuts off. The roar of the flame and its impressive heat fades. Next time, then, sleeper. I have a name in this? Probably not. I don't think they would have allowed me to remember it if I'm like a robot that they programmed with somebody's personality. But maybe. I have no clue. He waves you away and begins to oil the walk. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. You walk away. And as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. Nice. Very nice. I did it. I'm surviving. Do I need to... Am I good? Okay. These things aren't shining. I need to go back here? No. I don't think I do. Please leave. If I go here. I don't do this. I don't think I can. Not yet, anyways. I don't got money. I think it was just lighting up that way to show me, like, oh, there's things, options you got now. If I go home, will it let me sleep? Okay. I assume because that's lighting up pink, like it did not before. Am I taking on the cycle? Hell yeah. Very nice, very nice. Whoa. Container, 4 steel walls. This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station that shifts. That shifting skeletal rake surrounds you. What do you mean? Did I fuck up already? For a moment, you're gone, absent from your own body, stretching out across a colorless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange, and then extensions as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into the millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station. Feel the station, like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. Web, you say? Anyways. Observe it, touch it. I kind of want to touch it. That might be a bad idea. I'm gonna do it anyways. You find a point in the station, and you connect to it. Pulse through it. Follow loops and paths under and around it. You touch more points, and you have fingers, and then you try, in a moment of impulsiveness, to connect with them. flow passes through you so rapidly that you feel yourself being carried with it, splitting and separating, eddying and gathering. As you do, things occur to you, things you can't possibly know. You reach out and try to grasp them, try to touch them too. You notice a tugging feeling pulling at you, insistently, as if it were a small child. Something somehow is pulling you in two directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open in the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second, and you feel it waiting there. The station splayed out across your mind, a storm of connective nodes, waiting to be explored. Then it is gone. I only have 3 dice to take. Oh, God. I'm very assuredly probably gonna fail some of them. How do I check, like, my condition? How do I figure out? I thought I was doing good. Or was that, like, tutorial day? Where I get more things that I didn't, more things than I deserved. I was in survival mode. I'm a robot that had adrenaline, maybe. Who knows? Okay. Leave. This is still safe. Remember about safe options. You can do the, like, these ones, and there's only like a 25% chance of failing, which might not be good. But I got 2 shots at. I had a 75% chance of doing okay. Like, maybe not great, but, like, neutral isn't bad. And for safe, that doesn't even give me, like, many negatives, right? We're gonna risk it. Why did it change it to a 2? What? Oh, because I have a +1. Nice. That doesn't really do anything for me, though. 50% neutral, 50% negative. I have misjudged what the dice were. We're gonna have to try. That's still a 50-50 shot. Oh, wait, no, negative outcome. What do you mean? I just saw a positive that I got 5 cryo. We can try that again, maybe. Or is there something else we need to do today, maybe? I don't know. What's this? Why do I have stuff there? What are the things that are progressing here? Okay. I don't know what that is. Can I go back to Sabine's surgery? Using a stabilizer. I think this one just means that I have to wait, right? Because there's nothing I can do with that. And I do not have enough money to go into the low-end gate. I can go to Emphasis. How much is it? Order that. I could do that. Fungus fan. Emphas doesn't trust people easily, but he notices his regular customers in his own quiet way. So I don't require dice to go to him and get food. Need better dice though. Or at least more slots for the possibility of better dice. So I can do more things. So I'm wondering, his debt doesn't come in for another few cycles. And I am almost completed that one. The thing is that it might be a multi-step thing. I have no clue. I have no way of knowing. What? Yeah. I mean... if I do this versus that, does that give me, like... I don't think that gives me anything better. think it would be beneficial to try this. Let's start that action. Negative outcome off. Like, I got energy though. That's good. Oh, okay. So that means that I will get another dice tomorrow, maybe. I think so. So even with the negative outcome, that was still a good thing to do. And I can go back to Drago's because I'm pretty focused right now on like what I can do. I can't do anything here. Can't do much there. I mean, I could explore the market. Get more local knowledge. I think I can wait on that, and then I'm just gonna help him out. Let's do that. Back in business, baby. Did the thing. I have more money now too. What does that mean? I go here. Oh. I'm gonna get food first. I just drag this here. Start action. Energy. This fan. Negative 50. That's fine by me. I'm gonna have so many dice tomorrow. Hopefully. I don't know. Like, maybe so I don't get those every day. However, I do have a scene here that I need. You arrive in a buzz of activity in the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast dark shape, suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and vent structures, spilling from holes in a twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. Ugh. What do you mean? What happened? Continue. She's a beauty, isn't she? Dragos stands to the side, focused on the hulking ship as it is lowered into the yard. She is. What is it? Looks ugly to me. I'm curious. What is it? I'm not gonna know. I don't think she's a beauty. Personally. I don't know. Maybe she is. Or maybe he's testing me. I have no clue. I don't think it's ugly, though. It'd be useful. I just want to know what it is. Dragos laughs. That, my friend, is A-grade scrap. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up. And now, look at this. The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft. You can't help but think of what it became of its crew. What happened? I think this is the first time I'm actually going to stay silent. Believe it or not, I managed to convince our salvager friends to give it to me on credit. He glances at you. The ship creaks like a calving iceberg. I don't know what that means. I'll have to look that up later. You ever read books and you come across a word that you don't know, and then you have to find a dictionary or Google it or something? Depends where you are or how old you were. I feel like I'm dating myself. It creaks like a calving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm gonna need some help with this one. Drones start to crawl over the hulk. Their lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Watching, you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion, locked inside that container. The wreck of the SNR freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered? Or was the container delivered to Dragos on its own, a womb for your rebirth into this strange station? You shudder. Perhaps if you could learn something about this ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Drago squeezes your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think we're up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name of the ship emblazoned on the side. Winterlight. Let's do it. He claps you on the back. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few, and we can make a start. Real beauty, Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. You take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting, and then slip out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. Interesting. Ooh, I got an upgrade point and a new drive. Blah. What is this? I got an achievement too, paid off. Tutorial, character and upgrades. You've completed your first drive. Each drive completed unlocks an upgrade point to spend on upgrading your character. Access your character menu via the arrow button at the top right of the screen. Cool. Let me get out of that. Can I spin all the way around? I can. Interesting. I don't want to do that. Well, no, I don't want to do it. It's a big circle. Anyways. Very bad at this. But what are these? Engineer, work with machines and physical tools, interface, work with digital interfaces, endure your strength of will. To it, I cannot get. Can I? I feel like from my first playthrough, maybe I need to be a little cautious and play it safe and maybe not do this. To optimize. Let's engage. Approach on. So I have photosynthetic skin. Okay, interesting. Transfer intercept. Chance to gain cryo. Interface actions. Engineer. Machines and physical tools. Emission extractor. Chance to gain random scrap item on engineer actions. Engage. Approach problem. We'll see. Gain. Chance to gain energy after any engage action. Let me see what might benefit me. Because what is this? This I just need money for? What about right market? That's an engage skill, okay. That's into it. Then what are these? To it, engage. The engage ones are risky. Do I want to focus on that? Drago seems increasingly nervous about your presence in the yard. You're not sure he's going to hold his nerve longer. What do you mean? What do you mean? Winterlight, the wrecked cutter Dragos has brought into salvage's history to discover. I'm not good at intuiting. Engineer? Yard clearance. History or no, the ship is a salvage, as Dragos always says. Break it down, move it on. I kind of have to pick a path here. Yeah, I wish I had chosen an intuit class. Because all the things that I kind of want to do are intuiting. Next playthrough. Stop. Yard out of the wall. Shipyard? What is this? Is this a shipbuilder? Engineer? Messenger? How is that? I mean, I would see why it would be like a danger to intuit, because it's very presumptuous to just grab shit and be like, where do you want me to take this, boss? Where's this going? What do I want to do? What what kind of citizen sleeper do I want to be? So if I invest into it now, it could be good, maybe. I was thinking that engage might also. What do? Oh, I could get this. Keep 2 dice even when condition is breaking. I don't think I want to do that right now. 'Cause that might assume that I have no access to like food or sleep in like safe places. And I don't think that's something that I have to worry about at the moment. It might be in the future. Maybe I'm not planning ahead, but hmm. I'm, as weird as it is, I'm thinking engineer. Either that or intuit. I'm so conflicted. Engineer, work with machines and physical tools. Efficient extract, chance to gain random scrap item. I'm gonna do it. I I'm not good at building things anyways, it's fine. Predictive reasoning, dice actions, display potential positive and negative outcomes. Okay. That could be useful. That's me. I like that. Anyways. Reading, what does that mean? What does that mean? I feel like I need money. Empty container. I gotta end it there. End the cycle. Go to sleep. What dreams do I have, if any? Ugh. Ah, dang. How do I get energy so that I have dice? How do I do that? Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind and sparkles with glittering lights, like stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer, crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads, you see bright shapes, caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring, across these forms, then leap off into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops that it seems almost impossible to parse. But you begin to try. Focus on the connections between things or the things themselves. I think the connections. Maybe. There are more threads than you can count. You choose one that passes nearby and approach it. As you inspect it, you understand why you instinctively chose the word thread when you first saw them. They are not single lines, but rough, fuzzy things, woven from data strings of all kinds. The threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes. One leads to another. There is so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. But then that insistent tugging again, pulling at you. You look down again and see 2 lines, 2 threads pulling in different directions, as if they were tied to you, tied around you. First, the second. I don't think this matters. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something. A sphere shimmering above a strange, angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you. Tasting you? What? The first thread leads out, away from the station, into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They are in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each second. Oh no. You open your eyes. Time is short. How do I keep these energies? Does the fading thing matter and how much energy I can keep? Hunted! Someone out there is tracking you, following your trail. It won't be long before they arrive. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cycles. Tutorial. Cloud. Something has changed inside you. You can now access the data cloud of the Eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While there, you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data. But be careful, these networks are old and strange. Click the I button at the top of the screen to toggle this view on and off. Interesting. I? Wah! Ooh! Manage agent? Is that just gonna keep going? Key node? Turn this off. What does that do? What? Data actions. Data actions allow you to extract data from the networks of the Eye. They work like dice actions, but in order to unlock them, you must match your dice to the one displayed on the right of the action. Ooh. I don't get a choice of like success or fail. It's just if I do it, then it's fine. If you have a +1 or +2 modifier in the interface skill, you will be given more possible dice to match. You can use any dice that matches the dice displayed. That's in my eye. Once unlocked, that data can be extracted. Interesting. This is so loud. That's loud. Some gang enforcers' implants are chirping out promising. It's time to see what they're talking about. This node pulses faintly as it mines cryo at a glacial pace abandoned by the hacker that replaced it. Ooh, is that a way to get money? I gotta drink my smoothie. Yeah. It's a little bit melted. I also can't do that one though. These are interesting to see because I can just click on these and not do anything right now. This node is orbited by the remains of a corporate countermeasure broken long ago by hackers. Interesting. I also don't have the dice for that one. Do I have the dice for any of these? Solheim Gate S7. This gate conceals a network of systems which have been untouched since the Solheim collapse. Interesting. Havenage agent. Havenage member is broadcasting on the open network from here, leaving it open to data extraction. I do have the thing for that. I can match this. I don't know who that is though. I don't know if it felt. Keynote. The lone connection feeds into this isolated node. Its last access timestamp is 1,000 cycles ago. Ooh. Interesting. More of a mystery. I don't think I'm getting any evidence from that right now. Havenage agent. Havenage member is broadcasting. Did I already read that one? Maybe. Keynote, something. Data here is part of a cache tucked away during the collapse. Hit this and form it. me save. And I want to find the mystery. Chance of this. Investigating the Winterlight means looking through its systems and structures with care. It won't pay, but you may find answers. Oh, but I want to get paid. I only have like money for 2 days of food. But this one is major. Is there any place else I can get? Hey, I mean, I got time, I guess. I got 2 days. What's this? Take several cycles to reach the I could explore that area. I could also explore the Great Market. That's risky though. Whatever. Yeah, there's one more day and I can go back to that, I think. But this shipyard, you don't have connections, but you have skills. If you can get a shipbuilder to notice them, you might be in what? Trouble? In the money? I have no clue. I think I'm gonna put this one here. Oh, let's try that action. Ooh, positive outcome. Nice. And I got a scrap item. Oh. I didn't get paid for it though. That's fine. Where do I look at my items? Scrap component, filters, capacitor, sensors, useful salvage to the right person. Could I find a place to sell that? If I search Bright Market. Guarantees it says. I'm gonna do that. Yeah. Keep your attention to the crowd around you as you pass along the bright walkways. It seems wise not to push your luck. You'll have to explore the rest of the market. Interesting. Bright Market is the busiest part of the eye's lower rim. You can find anything and everything here. Find somebody to sell scrap to. Ooh, drive. Port Exchange Harbor. When you drive. What if I go here? Play the exchange song. That's risky. I'm not. The flow of chits and components in the exchange is complex. A sharp eye and some tight trades can net you a good margin. Postal trader. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this, and I kind of want money. That for now. Ooh, nice. 12 cryo. Good. What else do I want to do? I think I'm just gonna focus on this for now. It's a safe action, so horribly wrong. So progress there. And neutral outcome? Okay, so I got like 1. That's okay. And I have no more dice left. That's fine. I can go get food now. Hello, I would like food and I would like to be your friend. That there. Start action. Thank you. Your mouth stings as your sensorium sends warning signals over and over. This is the good stuff. Nice. And I have energy. Very good. I won't be suffering too badly. Generally, I think I want to keep that up. Do I have any things that I need to complete before the day is out? Why are you asking me to close this? Wait for Sabine to acquire the stabilizer. Okay. I probably need money for that, which I don't have. That's future means. End cycle? Yeah, that's all I can do right now. I'm out of dice. And there's not much I can do without dice, so. I had no dreams. Leave? Ugh. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper, wait up. Burn. Bang. A Havenage Systems engineer. Bang is coming down the corridor towards you, a wonky grin on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. I know you. He grins at you now. He puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around. Just want to chat. I hope about friendly and nice things. You staying in that thing? He nods back to the container, shaking his head. Rough. It can be hard to get a start on the eye. He looks away down the passage. What was it old Erlin said? The eye opens for us all? Nice idea, but, well, not always very practical. He glances back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. I mean, I'm guessing we just means people generally. So who's Erlin? We pass together into the main walkway. No one has told you about Erlin? He's the founder of this place. That's why it bears his name. Havenage should organize some seminars, he laughs. Not really my department, though. I'm with systems. Interesting. Give me a moment. My throat's really dry. Kind of intuit what Havenage is. Systems? That everything the eye runs on. He runs a hand along the passage wall. This place is a ruin, but Systems keeps it spinning somehow. At least we try to. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I saw you around and, well, I know a little about you, sleepers. I have a little proposition for you. He glances around. This is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare, and then, when you're settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. Nice. He pats you on the back, his voice brightened, his dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. He walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. Go see. The first thing you see on entering is the glint of Koshiro's implants. Like a cat's eye in the dark of the corridor. He nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entryway is still dark and you push through the sheet into the surgery. I have it. Sabine stands with the case open in front of them. A set of vials lined up inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating it in the warm light. I have no idea how yet again they trail off. Pardon me. We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it really is what it appears to be. I mean, what choice do I have, right? On the test case? That seems to be the case. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we have another choice. They gesture for you to sit in the bed. The stabilizer works under a similar principle to an immunosuppressant in a transplant operation, in that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material and therefore must be eliminated. Sabine holds up a vial of the would-be stabilizer. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein chains which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all of its own organs. Is that really... That's really the thing that I think I get what those are. Which means the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system. They glance away. At least if the stabilizer is genuine, the only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. They begin readying this syringe. I will start with a small dose to limit the risk. Okay, let's do it. Sabine cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses a syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe, and you watch as if any sign might emerge from the clear liquid. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the initial injection, but with little response. Blah. The sensation begins to spread from the site, a fizzing, trembling wave that disperses through your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns, Sabine appears encased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fade into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in the darkness, muffled noises like an argument heard from underwater, trickling waves of cold. When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window facing away from you, backlit by the glow of their slate. Awake? Yes. Stabilizer is genuine. They sit down beside the bed. I don't know how Yadigan acquired a case of this stuff, but they did. Sabine looks troubled, distracted. You should rest some more, but you are going to have to do that somewhere else. They gesture to the door. I have other patients. Sorry. Yeah, no worries. Sabine nods toward the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You're going to need to pay for your next dose. Silence fills the room, and they return to their glowing slate, looking around the room. It seems different somehow, as if things are moved or shifted. I wonder how long you've been out. Sabine? Nothing comes free, sleeper. Remember that. You manage to get to your feet and wander out into the hallway. The queue stretches down the flickering corridor. Toshiro stands impatiently by the door. It fixes you with a glare as you leave. What did I do? You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. Just out of curiosity. Oh, I'm stable. It's 100. Oh, man. It's fine. I don't think I'll need it for a while, hopefully. I should really focus on, like, getting that bag and getting that money. Which I should do. Also, is the S silent on the end of this? I've been pronouncing it, but generally if a name has an S sound on the end, you don't add like an apostrophe S, you just put the apostrophe. Apostrophe. Is that what I'm... The thingy? The little duder? The dude? I don't know. This is a dangerous one. But I have this, so we're gonna 100% positive. Let's try it. Best outcome is neutral, isn't it? Positive outcome. Yard clearance plus 16 crypto. Nice. Oh, cryo, sorry. resource management, man. This only got me 60 crypto. I want to focus on this, so we're gonna try. What was that? Did I get any outcome? Yes. So I have the whatchamacallit. I have the ability to go to my little empty container and sunbathe. That'll get my energy up without necessarily needing food. However, I need money, and I don't think that this yard is going to do that for me necessarily right now. What was over here again? Shipyard. That's risky. I have nothing in engineering. Even if I did this, that brings it up to a 3. I'm gonna try this. We're gonna test this out. Neutral outcome. Okay. I fucked my energy there. I have to get food. Did I get it? I didn't get any money. It's fine. Did that do anything though? Did I? No. That's fine. So I'm gonna go and get food. Food, please. Oh, hell yeah. Got 3 energy there. That's awesome. Maybe I'll have 5 dice tomorrow then. We're gonna have to see. They have the stabilizer now. We have that. We have that. We've heard talk of a fabricator owned by the Ort Exchange, but that and a few fragments, you could build a shipment core. Why and what is that for? What do you mean? Ort Exchange. Are they the exchange or something? I don't know. I gotta go to bed though. I don't have anything else I can do. Just gonna energy and condition a little bit. I got nothing else I can do. Gotta end the cycle. Okay. I get dice by the amount of points I have in my condition, not by my energy. Nice. Okay, yeah. So, energy, if the energy depletes enough, that will start to eat away at my condition. And that means I get less dice. I understand what they wrote there now. I had no dreams again. You said a couple of cycles. So it's been 1. What are you? Buy some scrap. Hi. What is this? Why do I have a blinking yellow light there? Hey, Inkidus. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I don't need more stabilizer right now. I'm interested. Actually, can I get any information about this? It would seem that I'm not necessarily told. What I assume is that if I get stabilizer, it brings me up to a peak stable condition. Yeah, so I figure, like, these, like, line up. So once they cross over there, I'm screwed. I assume the risk versus reward of it is that I can go for a fairly long time without needing to buy new stabilizer. But each day that ticks by, I will have less and less dice to play with. I don't think I ever want to dip below 3. So that means at this juncture, once this one is gone and I have just this one left, I will have to get more stabilizer, which is just a fair few days. And I need energy to make sure that that doesn't eat away at my condition as well. I have a variety of dice today. Depending on how I play my cards, I could do well. This is scaring me. Because I survived for a while on 3 dice. 3 dice is manageable, mostly. I should see Feng first. Sleeper. Feng catches your attention as you approach the Havenage building, leaning against a bay door to the side of the entrance. You approach. Or, sorry, he's not saying that. You approach. Easier to come in this way, security, all that. He gives you a look. You know. He slams a button and the bay creaks open, blinking lights in the dark behind it. You follow Feng inside. Truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. The door hisses as it closes behind you. I'm trapped. Oh, shit. The bay is filled with pieces of hardware, all rigged up to generators and diagnostic slates, and things you don't recognize that glow with blue screen light. There's a chorus of hums that blends into a single wave of static, filling the dark corners of the room. Feng leans on a server stack and gestures around. You like it? I am all for, like, server rooms and the hum. That was like the first, like, ambient noise I used to keep in the background when I found out that, like, soundscapes and ambient noises were a thing. I, like, randomly came across one on YouTube that was, like, server room, couple numbers, ambience. And it was just really nice. I didn't realize that I like the hum of the fans and the beep boops. Little things. I'll have to find that one again. It was good. If it's still around, I don't know. So I think it's incredible. He smiles widely. I thought you'd say that. He taps a nearby server stack, which bleeps in response. Oh, fuck, my phone's low on battery. It's fine. This is my treasure trove, all dredged up from this sea of systems we call the Eye. You wouldn't believe what this place runs on. He steps over to a towering block speckled with vents. Some of these systems are from the original station. I don't know how to pronounce that letter symbol combination. Some AE1. The one Solheim built. We've had to invent new components, repair things we never built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look up at the Eye and think they are seeing a concrete reality. But this place is a system in constant flux, decaying and growing, collapsing into new configurations. Like a plant. That's probably a grave oversimplification. He walks down between the hardware stacks, and you follow. We are keeping this place alive, but also remaking it into something new, dragging it away from those corporate origins. He stops. At least that's what I'm trying to do. He turns back to face you among the flickering machines, humming all around you. I know you can see this too, Sleeper. All these systems and sections. You can't you? I can see it. It makes sense, right? You are between here and there, between the people and their systems. You light this place up like a beacon. That's what I need. Ooh, he knows about my little eye feature thingy, maybe. Maybe he's also got the same thing. You glance at the lights around you, and as you do, they seem to flicker, to realign, to follow your gaze. Feng notices it too. I'm guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you're on the run, though.
No, it isn't.
He pats you on the shoulder. Maybe I can help with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place, subsystems I can't see, access protocols lost to time and decay. Secrets. A shitload of secrets. With your help, I can unlock this place, break off those last ghost limbs of corporate control. He lowers his voice in front of me, below the hum. Got a funky little background, Joe? Even in Havenage, there's old growth. Those whose roots trace back into those bad old days. I gotta check my sound levels real quick. I'm gonna turn down the music just a wee bit. Maybe to like here. Is that alright? We'll figure it out.
Let's do it.
You help me dredge up the past, and I'll see what I can do about that tracker of yours. He winks. What do you say, Sleeper? I am so in. No thoughts. Just do. Feng pumps his fists and claps you on the shoulder. Or pumps his fist. He meets your eye. I only have one? What? You won't regret it, Sleeper. Feng passes you a ragged-looking metal tab. A gift, he smiles. It's a Solheim cipher. I dug it up from the depths of the station. Slot that into an old network gate and you'll be able to pull out all kinds of secrets from the nodes inside.
Ooh.
He walks you back to the front of the bay. Start by bringing me whatever you can turn up. Use that emulated mind of yours and see what's out there. Let's get a picture of how things are. Those above, he nods to the ceiling, have granted me an acquisitions budget. I can pay you for whatever useful data you bring in. I know you need it. He slams the door button again. Keep it quiet and keep it clean, Sleeper, and I'll see you soon. You step blinking, back out into the passage. Those flickering lights still in the back of your mind. Now, sorry, I had to adjust my headphone there. Oh, new drive. Where is it? Completed? Oh, there it is. I just needed to disable your tracker. Feng has said he will disable your SN-ARP tracker. If he can get to the bottom of this mystery first. Interesting. I have a suspicion. Yeah. This gate conceals a network of systems which have been untouched since the Solheim collapse. Start action. And I don't have to spend any of my dice to do it. Haha. With a squawk of... Ooh, neutral outcome. Interesting. Negative... Oh yeah. With a squawk of noise, the old gate flips open, granting access. Ooh. What'd that do? Do I have new things I can look at? Ah. Interesting. This networked storage holds corporate records, most of them corrupted by a failed system purge. This node is leaking corrupted contractor lists from early days of the system Palladium Rush. Ooh. I have a thing. I have one of them. I could spend a dice on one of these. A Solheim daemon attempts to protect this node, squeaking out protective protocols like a mantra. Interesting. Was that just around there? Is this another one, or did I already? Yeah, I already saw this. Keynote. Interesting. Looks like I have to build out from there. I can definitely, though. Yeah, this one. I'm going to try this. Bypass. Did that work? Extract data? I could just do that now? Visual outcome, Solheim data. Interesting. That's interface. Ooh. What can I spend this on? A set of data unearthed from the Eye's old corporate subsystems. Interesting. And so those two nodes have been used up. I'm interested in putting a good amount of resources into this. And I don't have any points in interface, so I can't do that necessarily. Let's see what else I can do for the day. I have that. Get out of here. Fangs Bay. Up to system deep. I gotta scratch my nose. This doesn't seem to cost me anything. Yeah. Can I just give this to him? Is there, like, benefits or detriments? Is there anything good that comes from holding on to it? I doubt it. I'm just gonna give it to him. And then I get this. I get points towards scoping the systems. Feng wants to get a look at what data is hiding deep in the subsystems of the eye. Feng will pay you well for Solheim data you dredge up from the eye's old systems. What he does with it is anyone's guess. Money? Hell yeah, that's like a day's worth of food. Awesome. Leave. And then I do want to work more in Dragos Yard. I don't necessarily care too much about that. I do care about this. And I want a decent outcome for that. So... I mean, I'm not going to do much else. I might as well give it the whole hog. 50% positive, 50% neutral. Let's see what we do. Time to gamble. Neutral outcome. I got a +1. That's fine. Picking through the rect cutter is slower. Yeah. The impact patterns and blast marks. I'm also fighting against Dragos' nerf. And maybe a limited amount of time to do this. He may just, like, cut me out one day and be like, "You can't stay here anymore, man. The fuzz is on me. I got the heat. I can't deal with this shit." One sec, I gotta... Swoop down a little bit. I noticed if I leaned upwards, it was like cutting off my head the screen. I put this here. Investigate. I still have a 75% chance of success. Let's hope that that's good enough. Okay, I got a neutral outcome. That's not bad. Actually, look at this one more time. Yeah, that's either neutral or negative. I'm not too cheesed on that just yet. I gotta scratch my nose. I have such shitty allergies right now. I think I probably need to change, like, the dust filter in my car or something. I swear I just got that filter changed, though. I have no clue. Anyways, I could go for more forensic crawl, and now that I have a different way of making income, I could spend... What is this? No. Yeah, itchy. What's the worst part, though, is that the more I scratch my nose, the worse it gets. I wash my hands, I keep them very clean. Maybe I need to use less hand sanitizer. The alcohol in hand sanitizer makes me sneeze. Do I want to play the exchange? I have no skills in that just yet. I'm not gonna risk it. Risk versus reward. Maybe I'll play it riskier in future playthroughs, but not in this one. Not right now, at least. Maybe later. Who knows? Yeah. Right now, I think I want to dive more into this, because I think... Yeah, I was able to do this one. Actually... So we had that. There's also another... Oh, that was a 4. I don't have one of those. There's another one, wasn't there? Where there was a 2? Or is it just this one? I don't know. I want to see what's up with this. Or... Does it matter where I put that? Bypass. Also, what's the point of bypassing it and then not extracting the data? Neutral outcome. Cool. Can you only get neutral outcomes for this? Solheim Daemon attempts to protect this node, squeaking out protective protocols like a mantra. Again, no more data. Whoa. Cloud. In the data, ghost of the eye. I am so sorry, my nose is itchy. I need to stop. Anyways, as you drift back from the node, something latches onto you. Oh no. A thread strung tight around you. It tethers you in place. A taste. The voice makes you shiver. Its source somehow both distant and close behind your ear. I knew I shouldn't fuck with the Daemon. You see a distant glint of light shut off, and then suddenly a shape is at your side. It stalks around you, circling like a shark, like a wolf. Entity unknown, astringent, processing. Can I... What if I just hit this button? What if I just fuck... Stay still? Or... I don't know how bad this is. I'm gonna resist it. Hello? That's a cool creature design, but also you're scary. You struggle against the thread, and it tightens in response, a glittering garrote. Please hold. The thread around you thickens until it is a ring, a cylinder, a tunnel of light circled around you. It is blinding for a moment, and then it is gone. As it fades, you see a figure, a creature, in front of you. Its strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. Does it make more sense at a 45-degree angle, buddy? I'm so sorry. I gotta itch my nose. How rude. How dare. What are you? What did you do? I'm more... Hunter? What did you do? The shape paces around you on lithe legs. Lithe? I think it's lithe. Lithe, kinda. Though there is no ground here to pace on. Entity, identify, origin, serial, cadence. Figure faces you expectantly. This could go real bad. What? I'm very curious what would happen if I just hit the button. I'm not gonna test that though. Sleeper Espinar, I don't understand. What do you mean by cadence? Unknown, known. The figure's strange head rotates. Brackish signature. Of and not of attempting interface. As the figure speaks, more threads begin to spiral from its head. Thick, snaking, vine-like ribbons that flex and wave. They approach with intent. I don't want this to... Oh, or it doesn't go away. Or, what? Run? Stop? I'm just gonna ask it nicely. Maybe if I approach the hornet's nest with an open heart and mind, it will listen to me. Anyways. The figure halts its threads, its head twitching. Entity, your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct illegalities. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? I'm a person. Incorrect, you are an entity. All at once, Hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. You stink of their taste. The one from the sealed dock. Hunter shimmers with fury. I will find access. I will interface. I feel like this would stall for time, maybe? Or maybe not. I don't understand. An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. Hunter extends a razor-edged thread. I will not be diverted from my task. It glows with murderous intent. Strike! You lash out with all your force. Not a physical strike, but a focusing. A spike of interference leaping out like the tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, separates. Wake up, wake up, wake up. You open your eyes, blinking back into the station light, shaking with fear. Oh, shit. What is this? I have bars now. I assume it will explain that at some point to me. I'm getting out of here, though. I assume the more things I do at once in the data realm, then the more danger I'm in from this hunter thing. However, if I find what it's looking for first, what did that do? Also, Fang isn't in the rotunda. Maybe he's poking around in it? Because that's the only person I know overtly now who has, like, you know, quote unquote, like, control over me to have me be poking around in there. I don't know. We're gonna find out. We're gonna solve this mystery. I'm distressed now. Fang. Here's your data. And do what you will with it. I got 15 cryo. Scoping the system. Data. What would happen if I did keep the data? Data? I still don't know how to pronounce that. I think it's region dependent. Work exchange. I don't got anything for this. Do I want to play the exchange? Do I want to gamble on the stock market? Not really. What's this? How much does it cost to go here? 60. I almost have that, but I also need to be careful with my money. I don't know how long this game can go on for. I assume it has, like, failure conditions that you can reach. Like, obviously, like, you break down or die or get caught or something. I don't really want to spend my money. That might be a good idea. I think sunbathing might be a good idea with the 2 dice that I have. Yeah. Whoa, positive. Nice. After a long rest in the sun, you feel buzzed from the glow. Your thick synthetic skin warm to the touch. Nice. End cycle. Ow. Ooh! I got a lot of good dice today. And no dreams. The best thing I can probably do. Also, does this have, like... Okay, so it doesn't degrade over time. Nice. I can still do that. I have a vial of stabilizer. I don't need to just yet. Calm down. I don't know how to do... Disable your tracker. Extract past. Get to know Emphis. I think that's the main one I want to focus on today. I don't know what you're doing. That's pretty darn safe. I'll use the 4 on this for now. Actually, do I want to go back into here? Sublime node. I only have the 1 node left, don't I? Which requires a 4. So let's do that. Bypass. Extract data. This network storage holds corporate records. Most of the system storage. And now I leave. And now I go. Yeah. I wonder how soon that fades. I'm gonna go here first. This is the last one I kind of need to do for now. And I get some money. Well, I'm not, like, actually doing my job that I have been tasked to do. Nice, nice. So I got something. Yeah, what is that, like... Do I have anything else I can do now? Yeah, I can go here. Sure. As you enter the bay, Feng is nowhere to be seen. The banks of servers and machines blink out of the dark in staccato rhythms, unseeing eyes of the station's digital ghosts. Shitheads. Feng's voice echoes from behind a stack, followed by the hammer of a fist on a metal casing. These snaky shitheads. Who's snaky? Maybe I should stay silent. I don't know. I don't feel like that. Who's sneaky? I can assume the answer to that. It also lets him know that I'm here. Sleeper! Feng's smiling head pops up from behind a stack. Just the emulated consciousness I have been eager to see. Come back here. You pick your way between the thrumming stacks, trying not to trip on the loose bundles of cables and that blanket the dark floor. Feng is sat in front of a set of monitors, mounted to a stack. Tell me, Sleeper, what do you see here? Feng waves at a monitor to his side, glowing with pale lists of information. You lean in closer, looking for the links in the data. The tables seem to be filled with personal information, names, genders, dates, ID numbers, all the markers of institutional records. Shitheads? People. People, yes, but who's people? Ow. Avenage? I mean, I think they're both. But just not quite. He taps at the terminal. I pulled these from the old data you brought in. All employees of the Eye's original owners, Solheim. But he leans past you and scrolls the list down. This is a snaky shithead. He stabs at the screen with a finger. The name reads Hardenhurst. Why does that name sound familiar? I gotta drink my drink. Anywho. Friends of yours? Feng gives you a sideways look. Funny you should say that, Sleeper. He drags a stool out beside him and motions for you to sit. There just so happens to be a Hardenhurst in Havenage. He waits for your reaction. I mean, I'm sure he knows he's there. The more apt question would probably be, is it the same guy? Is it the descendant? In Havenage? That's it. He's right here on the station now. Feng leans back in his chair. Just think about it. Decades ago, Harden worked on this station as a... Feng leans across to look at the monitor. Senior Strategic Operations Executive. Feng raises his eyebrow at you. Our Harden was keeping the money coming in for Solheim. He defined priority growth initiatives by making sure the extractors they contracted out were hooked into a system that outsourced all the risk and kept the profit. Good old Harden shuttled thousands of Palladium Rush workers into an infrastructure, which meant that their cut of the work they did went straight back to Solheim. You know this. I grew up here, Sleeper. This is my history. I am a child of the collapse. Feng turns back to his screen, staring hard at the strings of code flickering by. Before I was born, my parents were Solheim contractors. They ate in Solheim canteens, worked in Solheim ships. They breathed Solheim air and slept in Solheim beds. Feng's voice rises as he speaks, his hands, fists on the terminal edge. What? And the work that paid for that existence? The cycles of hard extraction out in the belt? Solheim took their cut. This was a company town, so to speak, and my parents were just another in the long line of freelance contractors willing to risk their lives for a shot at anything other than poverty. Disposable. Yeah. This guy, stabbing at Harden once again with his finger, strategized all that, did the sums, and then somehow, thousands and thousands of cycles later, is still going. Still here, crawling in the walls like some shithead snake. He survived the revolution. Surely it can't be him. But how? I'm guessing he doesn't have an answer to that, because he just... I don't know. Surely it can't be him. Feng relaxes a little. Who knows? He turns back to you and smiles. So, we're going to find out. Hardin is now a big shot in the shipyards, just a few degrees back from the eye, around the eye from here. Feng brings up a map of the lower eye. Havenage might be born out of Erlin's revolutionary zeal, but a flat hierarchy it is not. Hardin happened to float to the top. Feng zooms in on the far yards. Feng grimaces. The thing is, I don't have access to those systems. The shipyard crew is pretty paranoid and they don't like anyone from the systems digging around in their stuff. Plus, we need more than just the name of a Solheim executive. We need proof. True. Feng holds up a thumbnail-sized drive. That's where this little creation of mine comes in. I call it a ripper worm. He turns the drive between his fingers. It'll rip through any digital storage and spin out a silken thread of filtered data. This one is set on the scent of Hardinhurst. He hands it over. Getting into the compound might be tricky. Feng puts a hand on your shoulder. But you, however, have a particular knack for remote access. Okay. Feng grins. If you can't extract yourself a Havenage cipher, or if you can extract yourself a Havenage cipher from a Havenage agent, they sometimes carry them among their data caches. You can crack open the compound's network and slot the worm in through any open port. You never even need to go near the shipyards. I'm guessing I've got two options then, because I think I've been able to join and do work in the shipyards. And it's told me as much they're not very trustworthy. The only way to get in is to do the work. But I could also just hack in because I've seen Havenage agent things in the data realm. So, what do you say? Up for it? What's in it for me? I feel like that's selfish. Because this is probably in my best interest. And honestly, depending on where the shipyard is, if I'm thinking of the right thing. No, not okay. Yeah, the other one. What's in it for me? Rooting out a corrupt snake not enough? Find the information and I'll start work on that tracker of yours. Feng scratches at his chin. Anything the worm gets, I'll send back. It'll send back here to me. Oh my god, why did I struggle with that sentence? There's something wrong here, and I aim to get to the rotten core of it. Cool. You leave Feng, digging through data among the wires and machines of the old station. As you walk out, you try to imagine the Eye as it once was. A vast machine running smooth and strong, directed by people like Hardin. A vast Solheim-built machine into which thousands poured their surrogate systems, looking for a new life. The hope of a better future engineered to line someone else's pockets. It's an idea you are intimately familiar with. You think of Hardin, still alive, still part of this place, and wonder if the past is ever truly past. Interesting. The shipyards are here. Yeah, I could work there, or could do a little work around. Maybe. I have no clue if working here would actually give me what I need for this specific quest. I mean, I have good dice, and I'm scared of whoever the hunter is. I don't know if I have to get all 6 of these for it to be a problem, or if just getting to this third threshold mark thing there is something I should worry about. I don't know. What we are gonna do though is at least do one shift here. If I get really good, I think the max I can do for this is 2, right? Even if I auto succeed. So I might as well save that, maybe. I have 50-50 positive. I'm gonna do this. That'll be fine. Positive outcome. Woohoo! You discover a hidden compartment with spare components and backup data storage. This has to contain something of use. And then this should be just about enough if I succeed. I'm willing to risk that. Yeah. Negative outcome. Outcome? What? Yard clearance? What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't know. What would be... I have like 2 guaranteed wins here. I also need money. What I'm worried about, though, is 2 guaranteed wins will lock in this decision here. And I will never get the mystery that I'm looking for. Maybe. Possibly. Good look around the rotunda. Steal dock plans? Does that tell me about what the hunter's looking for? Havenage security has to have plans. Stealing them would be the fastest way to get to know this place, and the most dangerous. I think exploring it would be better. I love Havenage watch list. Havenage run the rotunda, and their security watches the docks. Better to avoid attracting their attention. Dock watcher getting to know the rotunda doesn't just mean new places to visit. It means keeping your eye on new arrivals too. What is the thing for this though? Also, I have a scrap thing. That's good. I will relax more once I know that I have enough for like food, and also in an emergency, another dose of the stabilizer. If I sell the component, how much does that get me? Probably not a lot. Oh, cryo. Okay. I have 85 now. I'm getting up to the trusted trader thing in a non-risky way. I mean, I could play the exchange. It could be fun, but I have to ration out my actions. What's the... God, I wish I had that insight stuff. What's the risk of this? 100% positive outcome. It would be fun. It would be fun. I'm not that desperate for cryo yet. It's the one day where I have like a guaranteed good outcome. I have 2 guaranteed good outcomes. I worry about this here. I mean, these connect together, so I assume that as long as I get... like, they're balancing each other out a little bit. If this one happens first, that's what it'll lock in as. If this one happens first, that's what that'll lock in as. I think exploring the rotunda could be useful. Or... shipyard. Shipyard. That's the Havenage gate. Keynode. No, I need a Havenage agent. Where are those? Keynode, Havenage agent. Havenage agent. What can it tell me about these 2 different ones? Is broadcasting on the open network from here, leaving them open to data extractions. Just seems like an idiot. I don't know if they... They're about the same, and I don't have the match for them, though. But what would be this one over here? What is that? Ooh. Oh, so that's something for later. I don't want to spend too much time here. What's this? What's this? I don't have that. I also don't have that. No. I don't I don't really have anything I can do for that. So I think the two things that I want to do for the day, finish this up maybe, because I could just do this. Yeah. I'm locking it in, locking in my decision. Ooh, scrap item, interesting. What does that do though? You discovered a hidden compartment. Yeah, I already read that. The wrecked cutter Dragos has brought in to salvage has a history to discover. If you're curious, yeah, okay. Continue. You squeeze into the office at the entrance of the yard. You lay out everything you have on the Winterlight across the metal desk. Your makeshift forensic notes glow in Dragos' old writings on Dragos' old writing slate, overlapping lines, scrawled annotations. A set of drone scans. Drone scans fill the small terminal with a spectrum of colors, a heat map of damage and decay. A crumpled printout from the office's ship registry lies beside them, synthetic paper so thin it is almost transparent. What would be best? Look at the monitor, look at the slate, look at the printout. Set of drones. Look at the slate. I mean, I assume I already know the notes, but it'll give me more information on them. Your attempts at a reconstruction of the Winterlight before its fatal accident consists of a series of overlapping sketches and diagrams showing possible layouts and configurations of the gutted cutter. This was no off-the-shelf model. It was heavily modified, parts replaced with inventive configurations. The new retrofitted into the old. Handmade joints and reconditioned filters. This was someone's pride and joy. A lifetime project kept running with care and intuition. Ooh. It also contained a set of hidden compartments. You missed them at first, where the hull had been thickened, the corners rounded to disguise the change, but they are there. Look at the printout. A plain list shows the registration history of the Winterlight, the gaps between the entries tantalizingly opaque. Its first registration was a couple of thousand cycles ago on this very station, logged at the central hub. From here, the registry tells the story of a busy ship, one that rarely stayed on the station for more than a few cycles, and often took on voyages that kept it away from the eye for up to 100 cycles. The Winterlight got little rest. My smoothie again. Reactor failure. That is the verdict that anyone could have returned after a cursory glance at these stacked heat maps of the remains of the Winterlight. On the terminal screen, the ship is shown in section blotches of color marking the approximate damage the ship sustained. Dominating the view is a single blood-red rose, radiating from the ship's fraction drive. A simple story, a catastrophic failure of the drive core leading to a fatal hull breach. A well-documented failure, likely brought on by wear or misuse. But you aren't looking at the rose of the reactor. You're looking at a smaller, paler mark, one that might be easy to miss at first glance. It is thumbprint-sized and delicately placed over the control servos for the ship's main external airlock. It suggested a controlled, shaped explosion, one designed to punch through the hull and allow access to the airlock from the outside. You are looking at it as it is troubling to you. An old ship, many cycles under its belt, carefully maintained. A reactor failure preceded by a carefully concealed external entry. A suite of hidden compartments tucked away. This was the Winterlight, and this was its story. That's not the full story, because there's something else. It is little more than a list, a tiny chunk of data you were able to pull from the ship's systems. The main systems were fried, of course, but the Winterlight had a separate system, one tucked away in one of its hidden compartments, armored, air-walled. This list, the only recoverable piece from the whole system, is a partial inventory. It details the contents of the hidden compartments. Some of it you recognize, some of it you don't. Ship mind ROMs, shimmer, cryo chain codes. And then the final entry, passenger, sleeper. You stare at the list on the terminal and try not to think about what it was like arriving here. In the cold for so long, half frozen in the freight container. Had this sleeper been smarter, luckier? How had they convinced the Winterlight, a smuggler's ship, if you ever saw one, to extract them from SNR? Luckier, you laugh. There had been no remains found in any of the Winterlight's compartments. You had checked. They weren't so lucky, you guess. Not in the end. One sec. You hold up a vial of stabilizer to the light. This is all you find in their compartment. A parting gift from SNR. Well, it won't go to waste now. Put it back in your pocket. The thought still bothers you. 2 ships carrying sleepers coming into the same yard. 2, one after the other. That feels wrong. You flick back and forth between datasets on the terminal, thinking, and you see that thumbprint again. The mark of someone trying to get in, someone who entered the Winterlight with precision and speed. And when they were done, left the reactor to clean up the rest. The thought of that person makes you shiver. Hi! Oh, fuck. Suddenly, the office door creaks open. Drago's standing in the doorway, staring at the equipment and notes you have assembled. What is all this? He snatches the slate from the desk faster than you realized he could move. You running an investigation here? What am I paying you for? The drone on his shoulder starts whining shrilly, his anger passing to it through his implants. I don't know if he's hiding something. He just bought this from somebody, right? And he owes them a debt or something? I think staying silent is smart here. He starts shaking his head. I know you have a lot of questions, but this isn't the way. He turns away, muttering to himself. This is the last thing I need. Who is bringing you these ships? Dragos freezes, suddenly angry. Why are you asking? You looking to get us both killed? We cut these things up, that's our part. Their part is something I don't want to know. Dragos seems to steady himself, and then turns back to you, the heat map of the reactor failure reflective on his headset's glassy eyes. I've given you a place to stay, I've given you work, He stumbles over the words, unsure what to say. There's plenty others who would have sold you on, turned you in. But not me, no. I know. Or stay silent. I'm gonna stay silent. He quiets the drone. I've done well by you. And you've returned the favor. He straightens up and clears his throat. This obsession you have with this ship isn't going to work for me. Can't have you making my clients nervous. I can't have you digging up whatever it is you're after, he sighs. Can't work here anymore. Did I piss him off more? Because realistically, what am I going to do? What's he going to do? What about the Winterlight? It'll be scrapped. Who cares? I care, but also, like, what can I do? Fine. Dragos reaches across you and flicks off the terminal as the light of the monitor dies. A kind of eerie calm falls on both of you. Whatever this was, it is done. You made it out, Sleeper. That means you have to move on. Yeah, no, that's obvious. I'm pretty sure he might know that. What if they come for me? Then you run. You don't come here. You don't scream. You don't shout. You run. In the dark, Dragos' headset glints, and you wish for a moment you could see his eyes and meet them. Maybe then he would understand. You get up from the desk and Dragos gathers the notes, stuffing them into a pocket of his overalls. He holds the door for you, his head set as expressionless as always. You can stay in the container. I won't take that from you. Don't come back. His tone is final, definite, with an edge of disappointment. You walk out of the office and then out of the yard, not stopping to look back. You leave the yard, thumbing the vial in your pocket, knowing that this at least guarantees you a little more time. As you walk, your mind once again drifts to that person who killed the Winter Light, and whether or not that person will come for you. Whoa. Interesting fellow traveler. Whoa. Well, first, I don't know what I'm gonna do with any scrap. I'm just gonna sell it. Maybe I'll regret it later, but not now. Trusted trader. Yay, I got money. And I have an extra little vial. Can I use that myself? I don't know. I have one more thing I can do guaranteed. I have a relatively good chance of hauling materials. There's a thing. Build a shipment. You know what? On the exchange, I'm supposed to find something. If I do this, hopefully that'll help me with that. Nice. Get out of here. And I got 19 cryo. Nice. You snap up scrap by weight, then parcel it off to traders with a nice markup. You start to get a sense of the traders to trust. Ooh. That's it for the day. I'm glad I did that because I have a feeling that at some point he would have kicked me out anyways. What with the notification that he was losing his nerve or something with me. I don't know if that would have even changed had I just scrapped the ship. Oh well. I get an upgrade point. What do I want to do? Interface actions. Intuit. Predictive reasoning dice actions display potential positive and negative outcomes. I mean, those are all pretty intuitive anyways, just on my part. Scrap possibly gives me money, but I don't have, I think, much that I can do for engineering actions. I think the best thing for me to get would be transfer intercept, chance to gain cryo on interface actions. Maybe. I don't know how terribly important cryo is right now, because the only purchase that I have, I have 116 and a free vial of stabilizer, so I don't even need to spend that right now. I'm just hoarding resources at the moment in case I need them later. I have a bit of time then, though. I mean, I need this. I need cryo in order to get to this thing up here. The low end gate. After some spacers caused some trouble in the low end, and again have imposed a toll for entry. No one gets in without paying. But if I go through there and I spend 60 cryo, does that mean I have to pay to get out? Or is that like that's just forever now? I don't know. Empty container. I want to buy some food. Emphasis stall. I'm a fungus fan now. Oh, nice. The good stuff. Got so much energy from that. If I leave here... Yeah, I got a cutscene. Sleeper, Emphis calls out to you, a booming voice that echoes through the corridor. Is that a good thing? I mean, he likes me, but also keep it down. Tell me a story. He throws a handful of chopped mushrooms into his wok, the fire leaping up to meet the oil. I see you. Cycle in, cycle out. We never speak. Tell me a story. What kind? Any kind. He pauses to drizzle something from a plastic bottle into the wok. But one of yours. He looks up at you. Nothing stolen. You pause. The spice is rich in your nostrils, and think about the kind of story you'd like to tell Emphis. You look at Emphis, the listener, and imagine he has heard it all before. Perhaps he would enjoy a strange story, something with spice. I don't want to tell a ghost story. That's the exact opposite of what he told me to tell him. In that, it's probably not mine. But my dreams? I can do that. All the sleepers you tell Emphis had dreams. Some were simple, memories left over from the emulation process that had become tangled up in their minds and would come out when they slept. It wasn't rare to hear a sleeper in the dorms scream or cry out in the night. But your dreams, those gray, skeletal afterimages of systems and structures, of threads and patterns, weren't like the others. They weren't memories or nightmares, they were reflections of reality. Distorted, yes, but somehow true. You learned, back then, to keep quiet about them, to let them flow through your mind like water. That was until now, until you arrived in this place. Now your dreams colonize your waking life. They slip behind your eyelids with every blink, and now you understand they aren't dreams at all, but some process of interfacing, of speaking, of living in another world that flows through this one like smoke through air. I got it. One sec. Sorry, I had to cough. Ugh. You tell him that you do not know if there is a reason for your dreams. Perhaps you reason it is just some side effect or particular quality of the frame you inhabit. But whatever it is a gift and you hope to make use of it. Emphis finishes cooking and squints a little at you. Sleeper, he smiles. You are quite the storyteller. He eyes you, and you realize that he is trying to gauge how honest you have been in your story. Emphis passes you the meal he has cooked, and you take it gratefully. As you eat, he talks, a natural exchange. Thank you, Sleeper. He looks around at the emptying market. My time is done for today, and I do not want to keep you long. So I make a proposal. He gestures to the plastic boxes of ingredients stacked behind his stall. These are good enough for most, but someone told me a story that made me think a couple of cycles ago. They said that across the gap in the Greenway, fresh mushrooms grow. Have you heard of this? No. Neither had I, but I trust the one who told me. Emphis begins picking up his things. Can you bring me some? I cannot cross the gap, and I worry about leaving my things behind. He smiles. I'm sure a storyteller like you could handle the trip. I will prepare them for you, and if you wish to tell it, be the audience for another story. Agreed. Good, booms Emphis. Then I will wait for you to bring them. Emphis slides his walk away and straightens up. I will prepare a recipe then, Sleeper. Good luck with your foraging. Whoa. You turn away and walk back into the main market. The rich taste of Emphis's food still lingering in your mouth. Stories for food, you think. A trade that seems more than fair. Ah, my phone died. Which means my model has died. No. How do I... Yeah. It saved 2 seconds ago. Awesome. I think I gotta pause it there for the day. I gotta charge my phone. I'll come back to this soon. This was fun. I also need to do more chapters of Deltarune. A lot of story games recently. I'm enjoying them so far. Resource management is an interesting aspect of this. I'm guessing you can't, like, play out every possible story in one run. You gotta choose your options. But for now, I will say goodbye. One sec. Ah, shit. Goodbye. I gotta go with the whoop. I can't. I can't move the model that much. It's fine, it's fine. Goodbye. Have a good day, y'all.